What's up, everybody? It's me, Karsten. I just wanted to take the time to quickly acknowledge our Patreon and thank all of our lovely patrons. If you're a consistent listener of this podcast, I highly recommend becoming a patron. Not only because you'd be supporting Jeff and I, it really is the best way to support us, but you'd also be getting exclusive access to bonus episodes, Q&As, shoutouts at the end of every episode, and much, much more. It's a really good idea altogether. With all that out of the way, enjoy the episode. Hi, this is Karsten, and you're listening to the Karstcast Moviecast. This week we sat down with Iana Murray to talk about 20th Century Women, the 2017 film directed by Mike Mills. This is a new intro I'm trying out to sound more professional. Like, you know how like NPR they do these like weird sounds and they talk. That's what I'm doing. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy it. Hello. Welcome to the 73rd episode of the Karstcast Moviecast. Before we get into it, I have a trivia question that I guess anybody can answer today. Not just just Jeff.
You have to buzz in.
Yeah, I guess whoever gets it first. What U.S. state includes the telephone area code 505?
What?
Hey, listen, it's a random question generator.
It's a very random
Okay,
question.
Rhode Island.
No, it's New Mexico, but close, basically on the same side.
I mean, there's two words in the name.
Right, yeah. I'm super excited about today's guest. Very excited. You may know her for her work in GQ, ID, and more. You may know her from Letterboxd. You might just know her as one of the people Timothy Chalamet follows on Twitter. Thanks for being here, Iana Murray.
Hello, it's nice to be here.
For sure.
I was telling you over DMs, I was like, oh yeah, I'll know I've made it when I've gone onto Carson's podcast. And
oh yeah.
now it's happened, so where do I go from here? I've peaked.
Exactly. Funny thing is, like, flashback to Cannes 2019. You were there, I was there, and I was with my friend Cookie, who's been on the podcast, and they were like, oh my god, they follow you, and they were like, oh, like this person who I really like on Twitter, Iana Murray, she's here. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll check out her Twitter. And then a week later, you were like, hey, I liked your Cannes vlog. And I was like, oh, wow, look at that. So that's
Full circle.
Cool. Full circle. But anyways, yeah, thanks for being here. How's everybody's week been?
I moved to London last month, but I've come back to my parents' house, which is where I am right now. But I live in Aberdeen, which is in like the north of Scotland, and they just announced like a few days when I got back here that they put the city back on lockdown.
Oh.
So I don't actually know if I can leave anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, keeps
so
things.
that's
Are we all at our parents' homes right now?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, because I am as well.
I just got back here a week ago, so how's that for timing? I'm super glad. Okay. Today we're talking about 20th Century Women. It came out in 2016, I believe, or 2017.
It did.
Somewhere.
It did.
Okay, cool. I'm super excited about it. It's directed by Mike Mills. But we usually ask the guests like why you picked the movie you picked. So I'll ask you that. Why'd you pick 20th Century Women?
See, I was considering Call Me By Your Name, but I know you have like mixed feelings on that movie, so I was like, I'll just pick a movie that I know everyone likes. But also like 20th Century Women is like my ultimate comfort movie, I feel like. Just whenever I'm feeling down or just kind of lost, it's the film that I turn to. And actually, I was looking at my Letterboxd history on this. I've seen this movie 8 times now, and I saw that like in November last year, I watched it like 2 times in 3 days, and I was like, what was like going through at that point to like have to watch that movie twice? I don't know, but like I just find it's really comforting. It's just really nice. It makes me feel happy. And I've never actually like written about it or like talked about it at length before, so I thought this would be like the good occasion for it.
Totally. Yeah, I'm super glad you brought it up because I feel like there's so much to say about it, and I also have just never gotten the chance to talk it through. So yeah. Then Jeff, this was your first time right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Since I'm not as in tune with like all the films that come out as both of you, I had never heard of this film.
Really?
Oh.
It's not that. See, the thing
I
about
saw
Jeff,
it barely made any money. It only made like 200,000 above its budget or something. So clearly
Yeah.
a lot of people did not see it.
it was kind of like a slow rise. Because I remember seeing like one trailer for it and then not hearing anything about it. And then like 6 months later, or maybe like around award season, I didn't know this got nominated for anything. So I learned that a few minutes ago when I looked this up. But yeah, I guess it's slowly gotten a big following. But yeah, we could just get right into it. The synopsis reads, it's the story of a teenage boy, his mother, and 2 other women who help raise him among the love and freedom of Southern California in 1979. And it stars Annette Bening and Greta Gerwig and Elle Fanning.
Correct.
And many more, yeah. The thing about this movie is it's so packed. Like, it's so many different like moments and ideas that it's like so overwhelming the first time, kind of. So I really loved it even more the second time around, just because I got to be a bit more familiar with each character.
I feel like you can like get something from it every time you watch it.
Totally, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, the previous times I've watched it, I haven't really paid attention to like the like historical and political side of it, but this time it just kind of like dawned on me like how much like history it packs into it, and kind of like it kind of says that like these people are shaped by the time they live in, which is like obvious, but it just like, I don't know, it really like gelled for me this time. I don't know what you think.
Totally, yeah. What were you gonna say, Jeff?
Oh, no, I was just gonna add that I agree that I think the second time I watch this will be a completely different experience.
Yeah, totally.
Just because I feel like I didn't know the characters until halfway through the film. And then I was like, from then on, I'm like, okay, I feel the vibe here.
That's the thing. There's not really a main character. I mean, there kind of is, but it's really like 5 main people. And I saw your review from like a few years ago or something that like you connect to a different person every time you see it or something like that. And I totally agree, because like you kind of like choose who you want to focus on or connect to, but like you can kind of, they're so different in a way where you can still relate to every character, even if you're nothing like one of them.
Yeah, and also just the way that like the screen time was split between them was so even compared to like almost every other film. And like there really were like 5 main characters.
Yeah, totally.
Is there a character you related to most this time you watched it?
I really connected to, I'm forgetting her name in the movie, but Greta Gerwig's character.
Abby.
Abby, yeah. I don't know why I really, like, I don't know. I think it's just that I'm a little bit older, even though I only saw this, honestly, less than a year ago. But, so I'm not that much older, but I just, for some reason, I saw a lot more in her than I did the first time. But yeah, what about you guys? Is there any particular...
Oh my god, what's the main kid called? How have I...
Jamie?
Jamie. I feel
Jamie,
I felt like a Jamie this time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, just trying to like figure himself out and like absorbing everything he can to like discover who he is. I'm trying to like sound really deep, I don't know why, but I don't know, I just really connected to him at this point in time.
Yeah, trapped in your parents' house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling like a kid again.
That's the other thing about this movie is like it could so easily be, and it is kind of Tumblr-esque in that it's just sometimes it's trying to be a bit more deep than it is, but it has the right to, you know? Like I give it a pass. I don't know where I'm going with this, but it just borders on the line of being like we live in a society, but it works, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
I get the sense that like well, obviously, like, this film is very personal for him. It's Mike Mills. It's about his mother and about, like, the woman who raised him. So I think, like, it clicked for me this time that, like, this film is about him trying to understand who his mother is and, like, coming to the realization that, like, she's always going to be this mysterious person he'll never understand. And I, like, this movie does make me happy, but, like, rewatching it, I was like, Jesus, this film is actually really sad. Like, there's so much, like foreshadowing to, like, when his mother will die and stuff like that, and I don't know.
Yeah. Because a lot of it is told through the boy's narration, but that first time that his mother really starts narrating and talking about, I agree, like, how she dies and, like, when she dies, you're just kind of like, oh, that really sucks. But yeah, I think it's really effective in that way. But also, okay, that does bring up a good point, is that, like, you never really know who these characters are, nor did they, like, truly figure out who they are, which is why I think they never really, like, I don't know, the whole movie feels like an introduction to them, like what would happen in, like, the first, like, 15 to 20 minutes of a traditional film. They kind of just drag it out in, like, them figuring out who they are and, like, introducing them. And I don't know, like, that could be messy as a structure, but I think it's super interesting and different.
No, that's a good point. Just because I felt like the character wrap up at the end where they were like, this character went on to do this and this one did this, like, was a much, because normally it's like The Sandlot, you know, this kid went on to play in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
But this one, it felt like I needed that because we had such a small glimpse into their lives throughout the film that it wouldn't have felt complete if I didn't see what happened to them, because it really was such a small slice of their life for the actual, like, bulk of the film.
Totally.
I really like that just, like, all the characters are so complicated. Like, I feel like I think people are quick to, like, ascribe a character as complicated because, like, the movie is good or something. But, like, I feel like with this movie, the characters are actually really complicated and you can't, like, pin, like, simple descriptions on them. Like, I thought about, like, you know, the scene where Jamie's reading, like, a passage from this feminist book about aging or something to Dorothea, and then she's, like, quite offended that, like, he thinks that applies to her. And, like, when he's saying that, I was like, oh yeah, like, I think that does apply to her. Like, this woman just, like, trying to, like, come to terms with her own age, but then she just, like, rejects it. And, like, it kind of makes you realize that, like, oh, there's actually, like, so many layers to this character that, like, we're just never gonna see because this person is so much bigger than the slice of life that we get to see. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, totally. Especially considering, again, that it's coming from the boy's perspective, and it's playing with the fact that, like, how much do you know, like, even your own mom, kind of? Or, like, never mind. I was gonna go down a personal route with that one, but yeah, it's really, I hate when a movie tries to pretend like everyone knows someone in their life better than they do, and, like, there's this weird assumption that's just so not realistic, and this movie is the complete opposite of that, and just acknowledging kind of the mystery of even the people around you. If that made any sense. But I don't know, have you seen any other Mike Mills movies? Because this is the only one I've seen.
Is it? You should watch Beginners. Yeah. It's so good.
I heard it good, yeah.
It has, like, a similar, like, aesthetic to 20th Century Woman, but, like, it's not as developed or, like, developed as it is here, but, like, it has, like, that same, like, still images, and, like, it definitely feels more Tumblr friendly, Beginners, than 20th Century Woman, even though it already is. But that's a really good film as well. And that's kind of like the flip side, where it's Mike Mills trying to like understand his father. I don't know if you know what it's about. But, like basically, do you know it?
I've just heard it's about his dad coming out as gay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and it's about just like him trying to understand his dad, and it's a really interesting film. I prefer 20th Century Woman, but that's a great film as well. But his first film, Thumbsucker, is also really good. But it's like a completely different vibe, and also Keanu Reeves is in that movie, which is great. He plays like a pediatrician or a dentist or something.
Wow.
But he's really good. Yeah.
Sweet. Didn't you do like a Keanu, like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're
that was, like-
you're really familiar.
Yeah. Oh my god. I watched like 45 Keanu Reeves movies in like a week to 10 days or something.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
god. It was the most like exhausting period of my life. But like it was for work, so like it had purpose, but honestly, like I just wanted to die like the whole time.
I thought my like 7-movie Noah Centineo marathon was bad, but that's impressive. Cool. But yeah, I did a little bit of research into Mike Mills, and he has like a graphic design background, which makes so much sense. 'Cause like all like narrative shit behind like this movie just looks so good. Like you said, it's like one good photograph after another, and it just works really well for me. Super Tumblr friendly, like we've been saying. I did see the Thumbsucker poster, and it looks pretty cool. So I guess I will have to check it out.
It's a good film. It's very
cool.
very quirky. In that,
hey, we're into
like,
that.
indie kid friendly way.
Yeah. Speaking of quirky, I hate to say it. I really didn't want to say it, but this is like kind of Wes Anderson-esque, this movie. Just in a way that it's like a bunch of like mini, like they have like entire shots and like sets for like one shot. An idea, like the one of like him like super early on of just like scrubbing out the carpet, and it's like this giant like star. Like it's like small details like that just feel like a pain in the ass to like set up and get the shot, but like it's so worth it because it just all feels like a complete character in life by the end.
There's also like scenes where where they barely even qualify as a scene. It's just like two characters having a conversation, and they share like 3 lines, and then it cuts away, and like that's it. And it really just like it really feels like lived in, you know? Yeah.
That's okay. So glad you brought that up, because also knowing that this is based loosely off of like Mike Mills' actual like life and upbringing, really says I just love that he acknowledges how those kind of moments where it's like nothing that significant is happening, or it's not like a huge development, are still very significant. And it's kind of like, what does that say that he like remembers that? And I don't know. I appreciate that.
I also like the idea that with this being semi-autobiographical, that he just imagined that like sex role-playing scene happening like when he wasn't there. Like,
I can never watch it. I put it on mute every time that comes on because I think it's so embarrassing. I can't watch it.
Yeah. But anyways, Annette Bening is so good in this movie.
She should have won an Oscar. Honestly, she should have won that year.
Like, it
infuriates me to this day.
Her performance makes me like kind of irritated just how kind of like chaotic it is, but it's so it's so layered in that way. Like she's always doing so many different things at once in this movie, and that's I don't know. Mm-hmm. I didn't notice it embarrassingly the first time I saw it, but the second time I just was so blown away. Yeah.
I think like all the women in this are really good. but especially Annette Bening. Like, I feel like, I think this is also like because of the script and how it goes, but just you think she's going one way and then she does something else. I think oh, her performance is so good in that. Oh my god.
Totally. Yeah. Cool. I had one other point.
I feel like we need to clear the air and you know, say that word that Greta Gerwig talks about. You know, we could all say it together.
Yeah. But
menstruation.
Menstruation. Yeah. Of course. Yep. Thanks for bringing that up. That is one of my favorite scenes in the movie, for the record. The first time I saw this was on, I'll admit, it was on a plane. I know, it's so embarrassing. The thing is, it's actually like so much worse too, because I started it at my apartment and got like an hour in, and I was like, oh, I have to catch a flight. So I paused it and then continued the last hour on the plane. It's just like the worst possible way to watch a movie. But I loved it, so what does that say?
Yeah. You know what? I think the worst way to watch a movie is in my closet. Since I'm in my parents' house, I recently found my Game Boy Advance copy of Shrek, where it's like the worst codec ever, and you watch it like it's a cartridge, like a game that you pop into the Game Boy Advance, and then you just watch Shrek.
It's not like a video game
movie.
No, it's the actual film.
What?
And
Why
it's just
does
like
that exist?
incredibly compressed because the entire like cartridge only holds like 16 megabytes or something.
That's so. I didn't know
Why
you could
does
do that.
exist?
I don't know, but
You own
that's
it.
yeah. I think that might be the worst way to experience a film.
Yeah.
It's also
wish
because
they-
the colors in the screens on the Game Boy Advance are not good.
No, not at all.
I
wish they had, like,
I
Dunkirk
made a meme like like 3 years ago. You know, like when everyone was talking about Christopher Nolan, and he was like, you know, the best way to watch a film is in the cinema, and then everyone started taking a piss out of him. And then I posted like a screenshot of Dunkirk, but it was on like a Game Boy, and I thought that was a joke, but apparently that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I had Shrek 2, and then I had a different cartridge that was a combination Shrek and Shark Tale.
Jesus. Why?
That one was hours of fun on road trips.
Oh my god. Wow.
That's amazing.
I didn't know that existed. Anyway, wait, okay, quick question. Are theaters open where you live? Like, are they... Because I know they are some places.
In like some places, yes. Where I am now, no. Especially because we just had an outbreak, so they've like shut everything down.
Of course.
But I think like definitely in London there are a few cinemas open.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not very much though. What about you?
Chicago has some, right?
Yeah, the Music Box, which is like not far from me. They've been like playing movies in 70mm for a few weeks, and I think I've talked about this in 3 different things. But they were playing Phantom Thread in 70mm, and I was like so close to going. And I also made a tweet, but I deleted it, that it's like kind of funny to watch a movie like Phantom Thread in the middle of a pandemic because of the last like 10 minutes of that movie. Because it's like he's like,
I haven't actually.
okay, I won't spoil it then. But
You were
it's
so
that's why I
close
deleted
to
it.
ruining the whole thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been very tempted, but I'm like, they're not requiring masks, and I'm like, really?
Really? Oh my god.
How are you gonna eat that popcorn with a mask on, Karsten?
Well, I know they want to sell their popcorn, but
yeah, I want to say, for the record, I'm in Florida, which is still the epicenter of the world, so theaters are not open.
yeah. But it would be unsurprising if they were for Florida.
Yeah, you know what? To be fair, I haven't actually looked, and it's very possible with the way the government is here that they are open.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give my official recommendation: if you're in Florida, don't go.
Yeah. Okay. I want to touch on one more thing, and it's that like already, even though it's been just like a few months since I saw it the first time, this movie, like it already feels like kind of different, and I connect to different pieces, which is what I said earlier. And that's something I really appreciate about this, is that I imagine and maybe I'm wrong here, but maybe when I'm like 40 or something, maybe when I have like kids, it will be a completely different movie. Even though I can like pretend like I understand the older people in this film, like I feel like when I get older, it'll be a completely different thing, and that's what I like about it. It will age well, I think.
Yeah, I think that this film, was written from the perspective of someone who grew up, and obviously if this film was written when they were a kid, it would be like the most different film of all time. So I think I think your statement is pretty on par with just how everyone's perspective changes growing up. I realize halfway through that sentence that sounds like I was mocking you, and
no,
I was not.
Hey,
that was not my intention.
I'll take it.
I'm like, everyone's perspective changes, idiot.
Yeah. I've heard it a million times on Letterboxd, so you're not hurting anybody here. But yeah. Anyways, I love this movie. I'm really glad you brought it up, and we kind of talked about it. I feel like that's the thing, we didn't even like scratch the surface really of like what it's saying. Yeah. But who cares?
Yeah. How did both of you feel it worked as a period piece?
I think it was really good. The music especially like takes you back. This was the film that like really turned me on to Talking Heads.
Oh yeah.
Now they're like my favorite. I love them so much. But yeah, the tunes in this are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. It was such a... I feel like more than most films, this did not really emphasize the area it was set in like the way, like in terms of the dialogue between the characters and necessarily what they did. It was more of like they used it for, like with all the news clips and like contextually just to put you in this space, but their actual interactions, a lot of the time I felt like it like could have been conversations that were happening today, but with just really old furniture.
Yeah. Besides, okay, the one thing that stood out to me was how much they said fooled around. I was like, nobody says that anymore. But as soon as you notice it, you can't. They say it so much. And I'm like...
I've never noticed that. I need to go
really?
back.
I've noticed it both times I watch it, and I think it's so silly when they're like, you want to fool around? I'm like, who says that? Apparently they do.
Wait, you don't say that?
No.
Awkward.
This is a completely different, unrelated thing. But I watched it with the commentary as well. And Mike Mills, he said that when they film scenes in the house at night, it's actually day, but they just cover the windows with like black sheets or whatever.
Yeah.
And now I can't unsee it. I just look at the windows every time and I'm like, it's not night here.
It's not. Wow.
You tricked me.
They tricked you. It's the movie magic.
Yeah.
My old roommate shot a film in our apartment, where it was like a coach house, and that's what they did. So there were just people taping, like I woke up one day and it was just a crew of people taping cardboard over all of our windows.
That'd be scary to wake up to, and you're like, is it still night? Yeah. Cool. Anyways, okay, one last thing. I'll touch on this because I was gonna touch. This is also something I noticed. Like everything about this world is so familiar and distinct. Like they immediately set up like outfits for the characters, and like that's their thing. Like the kid wears red, and like Greta Gerwig has the black like clothing with the red hair, and Annette Bening has the thing. It's just the onesie.
Floral the floral shirts as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, you just immediately feel like it's your own family kind of. And the way they shoot the house with like the yellow kitchen and some of the walls are blue, and yeah, I don't know. I like that about it too.
The talking head shirt, the pink one that Jamie wears.
That's such a good shirt.
Yeah, I can't wait. I bought it like right after I saw the movie. I was like, I need this. So that's amazing. It's on the way.
Ugh. I'm literally, that's so funny because this last time I watched it, I was like, that's a really cool shirt. I didn't know they still sold it. Cool.
Yeah, Karsten, you're on Team Talking Heads, right? Not Team Black Flag.
absolute. I think we're all on Team Talking Heads here. I think it's very obvious.
Yeah, that would be the official A24.
That's the A24
ban.
Embarrassing. Cool. Well, what are we feeling for a rating here? Before we do that, I don't know how. We've recently started doing time of day ratings, like what time of day would this play? So what would we're working it out. We'll see if this rating system lasts.
Yeah, we also like don't understand what time of day is necessarily better than any other time of day.
No.
So it's more of just like a gut feeling, if anything.
This is a solid, like, I'll kick it off. This is a solid, like, 6 p.m. movie. I feel like...
Yeah, I could feel that, actually, because you could watch this later as the last thing before you go to sleep, but this is a film you might want to talk about afterwards and not be too tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You had an early dinner, and now you're watching 20th Century Women. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Would you watch it while you were eating dinner?
I think you need to concentrate a bit.
Yeah.
That was what I was going to say. That was a trick question, and I was going to mock you if you said yes, Karsten.
I was this close to saying yes, so thanks, Jeff. So yeah, 6 p.m. It's definitely not a midnight movie.
No.
No.
No, not at all. I could see like 11 a.m. though.
I've always watched it. Like it's just occurring to me now that I've like never watched it at night. I've always watched it in like the early afternoon. So maybe.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, apparently they never filmed it at night either.
It's. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, as for a star rating, I gave this like a 4.5 out of 5. Just almost there. But what
5
about
stars for
everybody
me,
else?
baby.
5 stars over there. Yeah. I mean,
all
you
8
can't.
times?
You can't watch it that many times and give it anything less than a 5. I feel like.
Yeah, I think I'm also on the 4.5 train.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Anyways.
Oh, I also didn't say my time of day.
Yeah. I just assumed we were on the same page there.
No, I'm gonna go. I feel like you could 7:05.
Really? Are you
So specific.
Are you out of your fucking mind, Jeff? That's.
Why 7:05 and not 7 exactly?
Jeff, we gave like 7:05 is like prime time, like make the night out of the movie. We gave Parasite 7:05.
In the U.S., I think like around 7:05 is when a lot of film. That's like the hottest time for a film to be shown.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I imagine it's like that for other countries as well, but
totally. Okay. Well, I guess we'll move on. We have some questions today. If you guys are cool getting into these.
Yeah.
I put them on I have my notes and they say Q&A C phone. That's how organized this podcast is. Okay. This first one comes from Orange Spider-Man. It is thoughts on the I'm Thinking of Ending Things trailer. Iana, are you a big Charlie Kaufman?
I love
head?
him.
Okay,
I watched
cool.
I watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind just the other day, and
Nice.
oh my god, he's so good. I know didn't you give like Anomalisa like a 3.5 or something? Everyone hates you for that.
Yeah,
I got in a lot of trouble for that.
yeah. Everyone was calling you like a sheep because you watched it with friends, and that's they're like they influence you. Think for your own, Karsten.
You need to be a free thinker.
See, that's what
like Charlie Kaufman.
What happened was we were doing trivia night and someone was like, "Oh, guys, remember Anomalisa? That movie sucks." And I was like, "I really like Anomalisa." So then we watched it because I said that, and then everyone was like, "Hey, fuck that movie." And I was like, "All right, I guess it's like a 3.5." And here we are.
See, a couple of years ago, I showed my flatmates Spirited Away, and I was like, "Guys, this is the best movie ever," and they all hated it. Didn't let it change my mind. It still slaps. It's so good.
Okay, that
See,
movie.
Karsten, that's how you be a
No,
free
hey,
thinker.
whoa. Spirited Away. That's shocking. How does someone not like that? I feel like that's a pretty.
See, that's what I thought
universally-
too. I was like, everyone loves this movie. It's gonna
Yeah.
go smoothly. They all hated it. They just thought it was too
Hated?
weird.
Man, they were like, this would never happen in real life. Oh my god.
And that's why they're not your flatmates anymore.
Man. Yeah, I feel like Spirited Away you can't not enjoy, but Anomalisa, after like 15 minutes of puppets having sex, definitely hateable.
At least though, it's like done in a way where it's not like people's hands in the puppet.
Oh god.
Soft
Like soft
puppets.
Like the Yeah. All right. What was the question? Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of ending things. Did you watch the trailer? Okay.
I didn't.
I didn't. I love Charlie Kaufman, but I'm like not. Usually, I'm not like that guy where I'm like I don't watch trailers. But this one, I don't. I stayed away. So that's my answer to this question.
Well, I've seen it many, many
you've seen
times, and I'm very excited.
I've just seen the still of the snow coming down, and it looks very pretty. And Jesse Plemons is his name.
he's in it.
Embarrassing. Yeah.
And
Cool.
Jessie Buckley, who I really love.
Nice.
She's in it as well.
Wow. There's probably some meaning behind
is-
two Jessies.
Yeah, there's only people named Jesse in the film.
You say that actually, now that I think about it, it does kind of mean something, but I'm not gonna expand on that.
Wow.
I started working for Netflix the other week, and in the Slack, they talk about I'm thinking of ending things sometimes, and it really annoys me because I want to see it so bad, and they just keep teasing stuff, and I'm like,
No.
just let me see the movie.
You quit your job at Netflix just to not spoil that movie.
Yeah,
That's funny. I hope Jesse Eisenberg pops up.
that would be.
Unless that's the spoil. You
Yeah.
You just spoiled yourself.
Fuck.
You just see like a curly afro just rise from like out of frame.
The scene is just him being like, "My name's Jesse too," and they're like, "No shit." Anyways, it's a dumb.
He just
bit.
well actually is every single person in the film, and then walks away.
Yeah. So that's my thoughts. But I think, yeah. So you're excited for it. I think we're all excited for it. Besides Jeff, who has no opinion.
No
I
idea
guess.
what it is.
No opinion. Cool. Well, this next one comes from Loris Vetter. It is, if you could force every human on the planet to watch one film, which film would it be? Anyone want to take a stab at this one first?
Yeah. Rhubarb.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah. It's not
Some
time
good
consuming.
friend.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Honestly, I think more people should watch Popstar. I think because
Yes.
more people should just, it deserves more love than it's got. Even though at this point it's like my little hidden secret, even though it's a full studio blockbuster movie that just bombed, but I'm going to call it my little secret. But yeah.
It kind of still is because no one's seen it. So.
No one's seen it. Everyone forgot about it a month after release.
What did you think of Palm Springs?
Oh, I loved Palm Springs. I thought it was like I won't think about it that much again. Like it's not a film that'll last with me, but it's such a solid execution for what they wanted to do. Like they did that idea perfectly. And it's just fun. It's really it's so easy to recommend, which is what I like. What about you?
What do I think of Palm Springs, or what's my movie?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I was gonna ask about Palm Springs, but yeah.
Palm Springs is great. It's great.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were like, I fucking hate Palm Springs. I was like, whoa.
That was a test, Karsten.
Yeah.
Goodbye, and then leave the Zoom call.
No, The Lonely Island could just like put out like absolute garbage, and I'd love it. So.
Exactly. I want them to do more sport mockumentaries because Tour de Pharmacy and 7 Days in Hell are very good.
What's that
And we only
baseball
got
one they did? Bash Bros?
Oh, the Bash Brothers
That was very
experience.
good as well.
That one, yeah, that was good. Yeah.
What sport are you hoping for next, Karsten?
Swimming. They gotta do swimming. I think there's so much potential. There's a lot of material to work with.
Yeah.
Let's get on it. Anyways, we're what is your
question
movie?
again?
It was what movie would you force everyone to watch?
Right.
I was gonna say House. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
The
The 70s.
Yeah,
one.
I forgot the director. Obayashi, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think, no one will ever see a movie that's like House, and like also it's just endless entertainment because you can just watch people's reactions to it, and it'll be funny every time.
Yeah.
Because they'll never see what's coming.
No. I was like I definitely deserve to, it deserves a rewatch because I was like so overwhelmed and just not prepared when I saw it. I was like, what? I was like, this doesn't make sense. But no, yeah, that's a great choice.
Yeah, and it has like a so bad it's good vibe, but like, it's not bad,
No,
like
definitely not
It feels
bad.
like they're trying to be bad, but like they've accidentally made it good. So it's fun.
Yeah, kind of like Pop Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, just like my short film Rhubarb. Sure, we'll group that one into. Anyways, next question and last question is here it is. If you could be any vegetable, which would you be, and why?
Rhubarb.
Okay, all right. That's kind of
like the Family Feud episode where the person like just for that at the end they just answered turkey for everything, and like it somehow kind of fits all the questions.
Yeah. Cool. Rhubarb is actually a horrible. I don't like rhubarb at all.
Is it a vegetable?
I've ever tried rhubarb.
I don't even know if it's a vegetable. It's like I don't know what it is. I just named my short film. But my dad just got like rhubarb pie or strawberry rhubarb pie, and we were all like, nobody likes this. Why'd you buy this? And it's just sad. It's got like one slice out of it. I don't know what to eat it. Anyways, I would be broccoli.
But was
Any
that the
reason?
question? It was what vegetable would you be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You locked in your answer, Jeff, so that's what you got. And we don't even know if it's a vegetable, but yeah.
Rhubarb, because then no one would eat me. There you go.
That was my reasoning, but my vegetable is Brussels sprouts.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Except for the people who like Brussels sprouts. Love
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
That's true.
So that's risky.
Yeah. I'm toast.
You're either safe forever or someone's going to eat you immediately.
Yeah.
I love risk, so.
Right. Okay, never mind. I was going to explain my reasoning behind broccoli, but
No,
it was
I want to hear it.
like I get to be like covered in cheese sometimes, I think that's a good deal.
Sometimes.
See, sometimes
like someone washes the cheese off.
yeah. Just they don't eat me. They just they're like they get it out of my
wrap
little,
them in a cheese blanket.
my green hair. They're like, yeah, there you go.
Oh my god.
That's why I didn't answer that one.
And you're so you think the top part is the hair in this scenario?
Yeah. Well, you've
think it's
seen me
hair.
when I had my really long. Okay, Jeff, have you ever seen those old photos of me from my freshman year with the big hair?
I don't think so.
I grew out like a giant head of hair my freshman year, and I'm gonna do it again. I decided that the day I got my buzz cut.
So you're
I'm
going
gonna-
to the two extremes.
Yeah. So I'll become broccoli, kind of. Okay.
Have
Anyways.
you seen those TikToks where like people like slowly become household objects? That's what I thought. when you said that.
That's what side of TikTok you're on. The household object genre. No, I haven't seen this.
I'll send you one.
But they sound great. Yeah.
There's
please do.
there's one where it's like a girl turning into a pair of scissors, and it's really funny. It makes no
Wow.
sense when I say it, but like I'll send you it, and you'll be like,
Okay,
"Oh, I
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Okay."
I'll understand. Yeah, I see what they're going for. Interesting choice. Cool. Well, that does it for questions today. Those come from the subreddit. If you'd like to get in on the fun, go to the Karstcast subreddit, and they got fun stuff over there. Okay. Lastly, I guess we'll get into our wrap up. I was going to at some point ask you about Call Me by Your Name, but we'll save the trouble and just wrap this up because I was just. Never mind. That was an entire. Here's the thing. I was totally expecting you to pick Call Me by Your Name, so I had like this whole thing planned, and then I was like, "Oh, 20th Century Women. Cool. Yeah. All right. We'll see."
I want to hear what you were gonna say.
I was just gonna ask you, like, because have you heard my issues with it? With like the.
I've seen your video. Yeah.
Okay.
That was like the first video I saw from you, and I was like, "Fuck this guy. I don't like him." But then I saw your other videos, and I was like, "Okay." He's okay, I guess. I just disagree with you.
I appreciate that you push forward because most people get introduced through my animated fur video, and they're like, "This guy is a fucking idiot," and then
and then they get mad that you don't talk about animated fur in every video.
Yep. And then they see the Anomalisa review, and all of a sudden,
and they're like, "That's kind of like fur, but it's a puppet."
Yeah, I just wanted to say it on record, like, I love Call Me by Your Name. I just think it's got its issues in some ways.
Does. Yeah.
It's a little, but it's like, anyways, we like to finish this off by reading a review. We do this to encourage you guys to leave reviews because we like to know what you guys think about the podcast and some other reasons. Yeah. This one comes from Hydrated Nina. Subject line is "Thank you so much," 5 stars, and it reads, "I listen to your podcast every time I can detect my neighborhood doing it." I don't know what that means, because like at first I was like neighbors doing it, but it says neighborhood, and I'm like, is everyone doing it at the same? You guys keep me busy, and I love you guys even more. 2 hearts and a smiley face. This review has been like, I've been waiting to read this one for so long, but I've been trying to figure it out for like 2 weeks, so I thought I'd toss it into the world. And
yeah.
Anyways, thank you for the 5 stars. We appreciate it. And then we'd like to thank our patrons. If you would like to become a patron, go to patreon.com/Karstcast, where you can get exclusive access to bonus episodes, Q&As, shoutouts at the end of every episode, and much more. You would really be supporting us. So
Carson will give you a virtual high five.
I guess I will. We'd like to thank. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry. The pages. Thank you, Allison Grace, Andy Sposato, Annabelle Falk, Atticus Merwin, Blake Root, Boat, Brock Schultz, Camilla, Eden, Grant, Holly Edwards. I'm bored of reading. Jeff, bet I could win in a staring contest. 3, 2, 1, go. Iron Tusk 93, Iva, Jacob Kolnis, Joshua Kruzwicki, Josie Eiler, June Australian, Winter, Liv Rob, Lucian Vicina, Mally Marie, Overbow, Martin Deff, Marilee Borslow, Moses Ox, Jeff, look out, there's a man behind you, Pablo Patel, Ready Steady Ernie, Robert Burke, Sam Farr, Sophia Arieta, Toad Pimp, Vegard Strom, Vera S, and Yoki Sasquatch. Thank you guys.
Okay, wait, now there's 2 people doing the joke?
Yeah, at one point. See, just to fill you in, people have been changing their names in the Patreon just so that I would read something. And yeah, I feel like at a certain point, it's just going to be all warnings to Jeff about a man behind him.
It's just going to start being like, Jeff, I'm going to kill you tonight.
Jesus. Yeah. Anyways, but thank you so much, everybody. And Jeff, do we want to announce the movie for next week? We're doing okay. Yeah.
Wait.
So we were gonna do the pickle, the one, right?
That was the plan, but I thought your sister was...
Yeah, but then we're gonna like schedule something. But I think next week we should do the pickle.
We're doing the Seth Rogen pickle movie.
Yeah. Okay, so next week we planned this. Yeah. Next week we're doing An American Pickle starring Seth Rogen on HBO Max. So, and if we don't do that, we'll tweet it out. we actually haven't planned this at all. Okay. Anyways, Iana, thanks for being on, and sitting through this.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
This mess of a podcast. Do you have anything you want to plug?
I think everyone should watch the films of Luca Marinelli. He is an amazing actor in the old guard, and you know, I watched all of Keanu Reeves' movies last year, as we talked about. I'm watching all of his films currently, and most of them are absolutely terrible, but he is a good-looking man, so I will continue to do that.
Nice. Good. That's the best plug we've had so far, to be honest.
Also, I'm on Twitter at Iana Murray.
Right. Nice. Okay. Jeff,
Yep.
fuck it. Do you have anything to plug, Jeff?
Do I have anything to plug?
Yeah, I never ask you.
Yeah, you don't ask me.
I don't.
Well, I have that YouTube channel that I just started where I thank people for subscribing, and those are my only videos. Mm-hmm. But I'll probably post a real video soon. So subscribe to that.
Cool. Cool. Well, does anyone have anything else to say?
Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Do I say it?
Yeah.
Catch you on the flip side.
Flip side.